How to wholesale pre-foreclosures. Guys, this is Rick Gannon. Today, I'm going to show you what a pre-foreclosure actually is. Most people get this wrong. I'm going to show you how to pull your pre-foreclosures, and I'm going to show you the points that you need to attack on a pre-foreclosure to actually make it successful for the person in foreclosure and you as the wholesaler. So, guys, before I get into it, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video on someone who wants to learn how to start wholesaling. So we're talking about pre-foreclosures today, and I need to start with a little bit of a legal disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not here to give you legal advice, but keep in mind, every state has some sort of disclosure or a period when people are in a distressed situation like foreclosure, and you got to make sure you follow the law to a T. Like, for example, in the state of Florida, anybody in a foreclosure situation that enters into a contract has 3 days to cancel it legally. I let them know up front, I have them sign a form, and I give them their space. Remember, you're never going to make somebody sell you their house. And if you do decide to take that tactic, it's probably going to blow up in your face. Your job is to get someone that really needs your help and also desires your help. We are never going to manipulate someone. So please make sure you follow your state's sales protocol. These are in foreclosures, anybody that's in a bad situation, and you've got to follow the law to the T. Now, once you've done that, I also want you to understand anybody in foreclosure, it's rarely desire or wish to be in it. Nobody wants to be in that. It's just that life happens to them. And the way our U.S. real estate system is set up, it's kind of weird because if you just have a basic job and income and you haven't gone crazy with your debt, almost anybody can get a mortgage that has reasonable income. Now, it's harder in the United States, but the fact is the banks will pretty much give them out to anyone. And the thing is, if somebody loses their job or there's a loss of a loved one that created the most of the income, the banks don't care. They are going to start a foreclosure proceeding. And I want you to understand, put yourself in the person's shoes that's in foreclosure. Something happened in their life. Nobody says, I'm going to sign a mortgage and a promissory note and go, I'm just not going to pay it. It doesn't happen that way. Their intent was excellent, but life happened to them. Maybe they didn't plan correctly. Maybe they overbought in the house. That's not our problem. We're not here to judge it. But let me tell you this. You have to understand the pain people are going into foreclosure to actually have the ability to help them. Now, I'm going to let you know, since almost anyone can buy a house in the United States that can show a decent track record and have a decent credit score and job income, I'm here to tell you a lot of people fail with mortgages and the banks really don't care. And I want to let you know that a lot of people buy houses that shouldn't be buying houses or knew they could be in a bad situation. Now, the bank doesn't care. I actually care. And I'm just going to tell you, there is a lot of drama with foreclosures. What do I mean by that? There's always this massive story behind it. And that is your job. This is the point of what I'm telling you. Is we're talking about foreclosures is foreclosure is a symptom in real estate. It just means somebody stopped paying on their mortgage. They didn't choose not to pay on the mortgage. They just don't have any more money. And it could be from a loss of job. It could be from a lawsuit. It could be that somebody passed away. I don't know. It could be a rental gone bad, a massive repair on a property. Remember, guys, they did not choose to be in this situation. So have empathy and a heart. Now, on the other side of the equation, I'm going to warn you, there is more drama in foreclosures, pre-foreclosures than any other category in the wholesaling space. Let me repeat that. The drama is high. Your job is to sort through that drama. You obviously know the symptom and you have to extrapolate the story to see if you can actually help them out. And I'm going to make a wild disclaimer here. A lot of people in foreclosure, they're going to tell you, almost 3/4 of them tell you, I have it under control. It's no big issue. It's like, you ever see that show on like the repo where the guy's repoing the car? And I mean, it's all over TV, definitely all over social media. Like, I just made the payment, I'm not behind. And so the guys here with the papers to repo the car, like, no, you didn't make, I got to take it. And they get in like this argument. Why do you think it's going to be any different in foreclosure? Here's the deals. We are not the repo man. You're actually the person to help them out. And if you understand that, you can actually approach pre-foreclosures with a different mindset. You are not the repo man. You are not the bank selling it. The bank's the bad person. You're the savior. And you've got to understand. But remember, like a child, you have to help the seller seller get out of their own way. More than 3/4 of the sellers tell me, no, I got it under control, Rick. Don't worry about it. I have a plan. I'm borrowing money from a family member, which that's probably not going to go well, or I'm getting another job and I'm going to fix it out, or I've worked out a loan modification with the bank. Understanding loan modifications have a 90% failure ratio. The banks know this. That's why they designed it. So understanding there's a ton of drama, your job is to get the story. It's really easy to get the story behind a foreclosure. The problem is you have to extrapolate the real truth of what that story, because it's extremely dramatic. And anybody who has drama in their life understands, can we just get to the facts to see how I can help you solve this problem? And the main thing I'm trying to solve in anybody in a foreclosure situation is, do you really want my help? Do you need my help? I know you want it, but do you need it? And the problem is the ego gets in the way, and sellers, like, their pride is huge, and you have to find a way to not break their pride, to give them support and give them the dignity to help them get out of this situation. Because I watch so many houses be lost to foreclosure, and it's nothing more than their ego and their pride standing in the way. And I'm going to be honest with you, those people that just are stuck on that, there's only so much you can do. Remember, you can't make them sell your house. You just have to educate them and give them options. And remember, your job is to help the seller get out of their own way. So how do we do that? Number one, you got to understand the foreclosure process. So here's how it starts. Number one, you sign a mortgage, and a mortgage is the instrument used to leverage against you if you decide not to pay the mortgage back. It's the only reason the bank gives you the money, because you can't sell the asset until you satisfy this debt. So when they get behind, they usually get like these little yellow notices. Maybe they're just on white paper. Hey, you're behind. Here's the late fee. Make sure you're not late, and make sure you send this total payment. After that, then they get a yellow letter going, listen, you're 2 months behind. This becomes a problem. Please reach out to us to let us know if there's a problem. After they're 2 months behind, usually by the third month's coming around, they're starting to get phone calls, and they're not very nice, and nobody likes it. And usually by the end of the third month, not only are they getting phone calls, they're getting what they call red notices saying, if you do not make this payment, we are going to start legal proceedings against you. And honestly, it's a scare tactic. It's banks' right and their business to do it. But what I find is after that, there's one final notice, which is basically a demand letter saying, if you don't make this payment by this date, we are going to enter into a legal action against you. Now, there's two trains of thoughts here with people in foreclosure. And by the way, it's called foreclosure. When I say pre-foreclosure, I'm getting to the point. You want to catch it as early as possible. Foreclosure is the final sale of the property at an auction, usually court derived. So when we say pre-foreclosure, the idea is we want to catch it early. Why? Because the ones that get it early are the ones you can help out the most and create the least amount of drama as possible. What do I mean? So I told you about all the different types of notices they get. Some people go, oh my God, this is like overwhelming. I got to fix this. And they want to reach out to someone like me or you, the wholesaler, and go, listen, I just want to get out of foreclosure. I want to move on with my life. I would like to get some money and move on a date of my choice. We can help you out doing that, but we got to take action now. Those are the ones that we want to help. That's the focus. And if you can catch those people within 4 months of the initial foreclosure filing, you have a great shot. Here's the problem of, I'm going to let you know, at least 60 to 65% of them bury their head to sand and go, well, you know what? They didn't take the house from me. These notices aren't so bad after you get a few of them. The phone calls I'm just ignoring. Not a bad deal. I'm not making any payments. I'm living here for free. This is a pretty good gig and nobody's bothering me. Well, that's what they see at the time. But what they don't understand is within a year, 8 months, whatever, 16, 18 months, you are going to be foreclosed on. You're going to be kicked out of your house. You're going to have a parade of people walking around it. You're going to have to find some place to live instantly. If you have kids, you're going to have to move and possibly transfer the school districts. They're going to change all their friends. And those people that just ignore it, what they'll do is call you right at the very end. So remember, I contact this person the first time they went into foreclosure. And they go, no, I got it under control, Rick. Don't worry, I have a plan. And then they call you 12 or 16 months later and go, Rick, I'll just take your offer now. I'll do it. It's always that frantic phone call. I'm going to be honest with you, there's not much I can do at the end. Why? They haven't made one mortgage payment. That little bit of money they want, they still want it. It's not there. Why? The lawyers have taken it. The banks have taken it. Interest fees, lawyer fees, late fees. Most properties going to auction have little to no money left in it. There are rare exceptions. So if you catch them early, there is some equity and you can actually reward the homeowner with it. You could also give them their dignity, let them move on the date of their choice. And most importantly, give them their ego and their pride back by letting them feel like they're in control. Because if you wait till the end, they are going to lose all control and there's no certainty involved. So guys, catch them early. And here's the key. When you guys go to pull the pre-foreclosure list, let me give you a little education here. The word pre is a word you and me use. It means I want to catch them as early as possible. I want to get the freshest leads and I want to try to work with them. I strongly feel whoever can contact that lead first and help them and listen to them and engage with the ones that are open to solving it early have the best shot at getting the best wholesale deal on it. But the real challenge here is getting to those lists first and dealing with that drama part. Now, how do I get the list? All foreclosures are a public lawsuit. So you have the right in every county, all 3,300 counties across the United States to pull that. The old days, you used to go down to the courthouse and pull it. Now you can pull it online. You can actually pull it through XLeads. Go over to xleads.com, get yourself an account. You're welcome. Catch them early, guys, in the first 4 months. And you're going to have to get through that initial drama because most of them are going to go like this. I already have a plan. I got it figured out, Rick. Now, at this point, you're going to have to dig deeper. How do we dig deeper? We ask better quality questions. What's your plan? Let me see if I can help you out. Don't threaten them and challenge them. Say, I want to help you out with your plan. Most of them don't have a plan, just so you know. Borrowing money from mom and dad is not a plan. Telling the bank you're going to modify it, probably not a plan because you're not going to qualify for it. And letting the house go to auction, ruining your credit and getting kicked out on the street is one of the worst plans you can ever do. Remember, the only thing that we are providing, if you want to say we're selling something, it's certainty. He or she in a pre-foreclosure situation that wants certainty, which is what a common sense person would do, that is your client. And I'm going to let you, 3/4 of the people in foreclosure you can't help because their ego's so strong and their pride so strong, they won't let it down to accept your help. Now, I want you to wear this hat that says, my job is to help that seller get out of their own way. A lot of them have children, they have spouses, they have grandparents. If they'll just let their guard down and let them know that you're here to help them, not sell them, you'll be shocked at how you can help these people out. And I always stress to them, if we start early, we have options. I can probably provide you some money. We can help you find a place to relocate and you'll have choices. If you wait till the end, my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. And if you call me on that final notice, I'm going to wish you the best because that's all I can do at that point. So let's not let it get there. Let's help your kids, your lovely daughter, your son. They deserve the best. This does not define you. Foreclosure does not define you. You taking care of your family and creating certainty in a future for them is what's going to make the future for you. So let me help you, give you options. I'll educate you the process and give you the best solution so you can sleep at night and have certainty for your family. That's how I approach pre-foreclosures. But understanding these people who think they can solve everybody in foreclosure, you can't because some people's egos are just too big. And remember, my job is to kind of cut through without embarrassing them, but go and listen, borrowing money from mom and dad, and they haven't given you money at this point, it might not work. What if we could find a way where we actually give you money and let you start all over? Do you see? I have to provide solutions. And the only way I can get solutions by using these two things God gave me and listen to them and carefully craft it, understanding this is a tough situation, it's embarrassing, and most people in foreclosure are going to put up their wall up front because they don't know you. Remember, sellers always want two things. They want to do business with people they trust, and they want you to help them solve their problem by providing a solution. The only way you can do that is by listening to the data from the seller and presenting them a solution that'll actually solve their problem, save their ego, their pride, and most importantly, give them certainty. And remember, your job is to provide a service to save them from foreclosure, save their credit, make sure they can buy a house in the future, make sure they're safe, they have a secure place for their family, and once again, make sure they have certainty. But guys, you're going to have to ask very curious questions because when they say, I got a plan, I'd probably say 9 out of 10 people say, I already got a plan, I got it under control. It usually means they don't have anything. So you got to find a way to dig deeper without embarrassing them. And that's the key. You got to be empathetic. And remember this, guys, nobody chooses to be in foreclosure. So once again, guys, when you go to get these pre-foreclosure lists, you're actually asking for the foreclosure list. And the pre means we want to catch it as early as possible. How early? 4 months or less. Guys, wholesaling pre-foreclosures is one of the obvious distress signs. And honestly, they are great deals, but you're going to have to do it differently than most real estate investors do it. Ask better questions and understand the biggest offense you'll get in these is, I have a plan. Ask quality questions without embarrassing them and help the seller get out of their own way. And you are on your way to wholesaling pre-foreclosures, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're using this strategy, especially in 2026. And if you got value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with someone who wants to learn how to wholesale. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.